Y él es el granjero de la aldea.
And at least I'm 2,000 years old.
Y tiene por lo menos 2000 años.
Now, we're gonna talk about our...
Salón, salón.
Today at the village is something that we made. But what I'm about to show you is something that is actually a part of the history of Nazareth from the first century. So right here you see that there is a square cut into the rock. And then in the front of the square there is a channel and it leads into a large rectangular bath. And so archaeologists and historians have determined that this is a wine press from the first century. They gather the grapes, they come here to the floor and they put the grapes on the floor and begin to dance. And I want to finish by talking about Luke chapter 4. So we're going to talk about how you make olive oil. So before we can go to the olive press to make the oil, the olives have to be crushed. So I would have a basket of olives that I throw into this big stone bowl, and then I would have my donkey attached to this heavy wooden beam, and the donkey would walk and pull the beam behind him, and it would roll this stone and crush the olives. So since I don't have my donkey with me today, I need a volunteer to show us what this looks like. So you'll see at my feet I have a stack of these baskets, and the baskets would be placed over this hole in the floor. And the hole captures the oil and the water that comes out of the baskets as they are squeezed together. After the third press, the tiny pieces of the olive skins begin to make their way into the oil more and more. It changes the color of the oil from that yellow-green color to a red-brown color. So it's no longer good for eating, but it's great to use for light in an oil lamp like this. We know that Jesus spent his last day or so around the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem. And we know that he prayed at a garden at the bottom of the Mount of Olives called Gethsemane. In Hebrew, Gethsemane is Gat Shmanim, which means an oil press. We know that the Gospels say that Jesus prayed 3 times at the Garden of Gethsemane. Just like there are 3 presses to make olive oil in ancient times. We also know that the Gospel records Jesus' last prayer in Gethsemane, and he was under such pressure and such stress that he began to sweat drops of blood. And the last press of olive oil, when the olive skins go into the oil, changes the color of the oil to look a lot like blood. So it's a wonderful picture of what Jesus was doing as he prepared to offer himself as a sacrifice for the world when we look at how olive oil was made in the first century.